And we are back. Here we go. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. TCC number 26. Communication is key. Or is it? Roll that intro. TCC number 26. Like I said, right from the rip. I just want you all to know what it is. So we're talking about communication. A lot of people say that communication is key. Is it though? Like, is it really key? People communicate all the time and still have this communication gap, if you will. People talk, people listen, I guess, sometimes. People see body language and they're communicating, but is that the key to the relationship? Is that the key to the success in any kind of relationship? When I say relationship, I'm just not talking about like a significant other or a wife, husband. No, I'm talking about any type of relationship. They say communication is key. But is it? I don't think so. Here at the T.R.O.Y Center, we like to look a little deeper than just communicating. Right? We want to make sure when we are communicating that the thing that is being communicated is understood. So what we like to say here at the T.R.O.Y Center is that it's not that communication is key, it's the understanding of what is being communicated being key. And when I say key, I mean like how you all can be successful, whoever that is that's communicating. It's like I said in the beginning, people can communicate and do communicate all the time. Doesn't necessarily mean that what's being said is understood by the person listening, if they're even listening. Case in point, a lot of the times, let's just take like say you have a significant other, right? And you're arguing or you're having a conversation, right? Well, some people are just listening and waiting for their turn to then now say what they want to say, as opposed to listening to what's being said to them. Another example, a teacher in a school setting with a student. And that's what we deal with a lot of the times with our youth, right? So a teacher, there's a hierarchy there, right? Where the teacher is somewhat here is the authority figure, the disciplinarian, and things of that nature, right? And then the student or the youth is there to, get the lesson and just follow orders for the most part. So how is the conversation, the communication, something that can be extremely successful if they're not on some type of equal playing field there, to where it's one person literally talking down to the other, right? And to where the person down here, the youth that is, their words aren't really being heard. Like their voice has no power, it has no substance in regard to what the teacher who's up here deems to be. Now, that's not always the case. I know that. But if I were a betting man, I would say that a good 80 to 85% of the time, when it comes to some type of misunderstanding, that is the case. I don't have the stats on that. We can look it up, but I'm willing to bet, if I were a betting man, first and foremost, that but a good 80 to 85% of the miscommunication comes from that power struggle, right? Whereas if we can get the youth and those teachers to see a little more eye to eye, to where it's not talking down and then now them trying to talk up. No, let's just try to talk across the platform to where now the communication is really being understood and we're having success. Because that communication gap in the school system and with teachers and students can lead to a young man or a young lady getting sent to the principal office, getting sent home because of the communication gap. They were both communicating, but nothing was being understood from either the student or the teacher. So therefore, now in the position of power, now a lot of the times that muscle has to be flexed, if you will. So now, okay, you're not listening to me. You're trying to overtalk me. Get out. We are trying to alleviate that here at the T.R.O.Y Center, to where we come in and we help our teachers for sure, but we want to help our youth express themselves better, more efficiently, to where they can understand what's going on with self, so then they can communicate better. Right? Are you following me here? So communication isn't necessarily key. It's a crucial part in having a better understanding of what someone is thinking and what someone is going through, for sure, to where we can all have success. But if you're able to communicate effectively, then the person whom you're talking to will have a better understanding of what it is you are trying to convey to them, right? So we can help our youth, which that is our mission, to help our youth communicate better, effectively, to where now, they're not just looked at as a hothead or someone to be feared. And that's a whole nother caveat. We can roll right into that and stay right here with the teachers and the students. In some of these schools, the teacher is completely oblivious to what this young man or this young lady is going through. And at points in times, that misunderstanding of what that young man or lady is going through can lead to some type of, believe it or not, fear. So they're not able to meet them at that level. So now, okay, I can't handle this situation, but I have to control it. So therefore, what I'm going to do is send you out. That's where we now come in and we help the teachers better understand the youth that they are teaching, the youth that they are molding to be our future leaders. Communication is not key. It's a vital part for sure. It is not the key. Communicating effectively, for sure. That understanding, that's the key. To be understood while you are communicating, it's almost guaranteed that if the person is willing, that whatever is being communicated will sink in, right? And that's what it is. So we hear this all the time. Communication is key. Communication is key. No, understanding what is being communicated is the key. Now, if someone else thinks differently, that's perfectly fine. At the T.R.O.Y Center, that's our focus, right? And like every other episode, or should I say the last couple of episodes, I've asked, who's going to join us in helping our youth and our teachers or people in the community, whatever the case may be, communicate better, effectively. Let's have these open conversations. And with these open conversations and communicating effectively, change will come, improvements will come throughout the community. And that's what it's about. That's what the T.R.O.Y Center is all about, truly reviving our youth in our communities, right? So we can help our teachers. If we can help, our youth for sure, communicate effectively and better, to where someone is actually understanding what's being communicated, we will be better off in the long run. So TCC number 26, communication is key. Or is it? Understanding what's being communicated is the key. Who's going to join us? TCC 26. Yow. Peace.